And hello to all my Capricorn friends, I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for January 2023. Now today they've dialed up something very specific and rare. This whole set is going to be a rare one for Capricorn, guys, because what we're doing first is a health spread. They want to do a specific corner, focus all on health, which can be spiritual health, it could be physical health, mental and emotional health, kind of the whole bit. We're going to cover that all in the storyline format. It's a great format for general readings because it allows me to be very accurate. We're casting a very wide net across the entire sign of Capricorn and telling different stories for different Capricorns. So it's going to be usually 3 or 4 different stories, sometimes 5 if Spirit is very chatty. And the whole idea here, guys, is to find the story that is right for you. I've had people tell me that sometimes multiple stories do and will resonate with them, and that's okay if it does. But at the end of the day, it's all about finding that one home run story that is right for you. And so there's something about health, guys, that they want to bring your awareness to and get you moving in the right direction here in January, starting your new year off in strength. In the health corner, and even more reinforced, is the extra spread they want me to do for you guys. That is going to be a health scrub. So we got the double Dutch of health here. And the health scrub is more focused on physical health. So it's just like we're going to do the spread of all health, and then we're going to zoom in a little bit on the physical health with the extra spread, which is an interesting one as well. Going through the body parts 1 through 7, the regions of the body, bringing awareness to areas there that some people need to address in this year and in January. So we're also going to conclude your reading with the runestone, and that'll bring the whole thing back together, tie a nice little bow on it, and we're going to call that January. And we're going to get started right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. And right now I'm going to bring you in the overhead, excuse me, in the overhead view so you can watch. I like to share my table with you guys, let you see what's going on. And there we go. We are live and recording what I'm doing now, Capricorn. These are my ritual cuts. Basically, I cut each deck into thirds, put them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and it's the same procedure for personal private readings. So it's just like you're here with me now. All right, so any storyline spread that I do starts with 5 cards, and I expand out from there where I need to go, but this is your main group, your first 5. This is the most important if this is the only part that you watch. And we are going to need more cards than this, so that's why I'm scooting them over. That's actually my end right there. I know that because this gentleman here is facing this way, and that brackets us off like, hey, Scott, full stop, you're good to go here. So next up comes, well, let's check the inverts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6. That's a lot, so we're going to actually do the discard. Well, no, it's 2/3. Above 2/3, I'm going to do the discard now. At 2/3, I'm going to wait. I'm going to get the pairings together, and then we'll do the discards individually by story. Now, we got this as one story. That's apparent. And then we have this as a standalone. This is going to be a story. So we're looking at 3 different health stories here for different Capricorns, different situations. And now I need more cards to describe it. This is where the table does and can get full. So if I go off camera, I will move it around and show you guys what's going on. This lets me know we're using the energy of the king and not the court card person energy of the king. Over here, it's a Wheel of Fortune card, so it needs 2 cards. It's a Major Arcana. Pulled another Major Arcana with the Devil. And then down here, we have the Emperor card, which is Major Arcana. That gets 2. And the other ones are pips. They stay just as they are. This is another person card, so I need to do a discard. Make sure that's not a person. It is not, so we're using the energy of that knight. Okay, now we check the inverts again. That one's 2/3, but I'm going to pull the Oracle to kind of break that tie. And the Oracle card came up okay. Upright. So that story's good. We're going to leave that story alone. Moving over here, same deal. 2 out of 3. The Oracle card will break that, and that is on an invert, so we will do a discard there to see if Spirit wants to change that. And they actually don't, so we're going to leave that one alone as well. And then coming down here to our third story also gets, the inverts are 3 out of 5, not enough to matter. Just need an Oracle card, we're good to go. And here we go with New Life. So, let me move the camera around and show you what we got, guys. I'm going to take it off the bracket, make sure we get you a clear view. We're going to go story number 1 right here. Story number 1. I'm going to go over here to story number 2. I know there's a glare on that higher power, so I moved it like that. There we go. Now you can see higher power. There's story 2, and then story 3. This is going to be the larger health story for the entire sign, or for probably most of my group. And we got some interesting energy going on there. Can't wait to get into this, guys. Here we go. All right, so we got to save time for the health scrub too. The health scrub does, eat up some time depending on what they say, unless it's an easy one. And usually it's coming up for a reason, so they want to bring your awareness to something, guys. All right, story one. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Okay, Capricorn, story number one. The first attachment here is peace, relaxation. Hey, things are actually pretty good here. If you feel like your health is in good shape, this could very well be you in story number one. They show Treasure Island, so rewards. Really kind of whether it's just by luck and hey, you just got good genes, you're just in good health, kind of, by yourself without doing a whole lot. Some people just have that acuity, have that ability. And that's showing you here, okay? So if you don't have any health elements, this is the story for you, more than likely. Now, what they show next is the King of Cups on an invert. So this is emotional health, though. Okay, so this is where they want your attention. Even though your physical health is straight, we want to get you focused here on the emotional. And they also say that your mental health is straight, too. Maybe at one point it had some kinks in there, but now it is much more clear and much more at a peaceful state. So what they want you to work on is emotional health, okay? Long story short, they want you to take control of the decisions you make with your family, with your love life, with your love corner. Anybody close to your heart here, emotionally here. So we got to get the emotions in check here a little bit. We need to move into that logical realm. And Capricorns are so well based in logic too. It's interesting that came up. But as an earth sign, you really need to be that way. It's just really out of character and kind of, it puts you out of sync and in a weird funk if you're not emotionally strong. And emotion can be the enemy of logic. So that's why I say, kind of use, at least in this story, what they're telling us here. You really want to lean on your brain. Brain over heart. Don't let your heart lead you right here. Okay, your heart can lead you off a cliff. If you get too emotionally attached to something here. So they bring up emotional health, long story short. They let you know that that you feel like emotionally this is just you. Maybe this is just your personality. Maybe this is not something that can be improved. Spirit's saying otherwise. They're saying it takes time. You especially if it's like wounds from the past, emotional, like you've been through some tough stuff, maybe tough relationships, tough situations that you've overcome. Remember that you've overcome it. You are at the place where you are now because of your past and all the good things and all the lessons you've learned. Yeah, of course, it was hard to go through at the time, but you got to put that to good use now. These are the lessons. These are the rewards, going back to Treasure Island. These are the emotional rewards for you here. So they want you to keep pushing to get over whatever your heart ailments are, whatever heartbreak you've gone through. Don't let it carry into your future. You don't want to let anything from the past, which is now illusionary, it's over with. You can't go back and change it. So why worry about it? We're moving into your future here. So we want to get your emotional baggage claimed, cleared, the whole bit. Okay. So there we go. Story number one. A very interesting start. I never know what they're going to throw at me with these. And, health spreads don't sound very fascinating. It sounds like, oh, this is going to be a boring thing. But I'll tell you what, they usually tend to be some of the most interesting spreads that I do. It really works out that way. Okay, so story two, guys. Story two, we talk about bad luck. So this is circumstantial health. That is not your fault. This is just something like out of the blue that happened. Hey, maybe you sprained an ankle. You're stepping down out of the truck and, you hit a curb that you didn't see or you tripped on something. Now you got a sprained ankle. That doesn't mean that that's exactly what is happening to you here, but that is the energy of it. So if there's some kind of just bad luck, something that you would attribute to bad luck, it's just like it's not like, I'm fat because I ate a lot of donuts and I have, obesity problems. It's not because of, anything that I did here. This is just something that occurred. This is just not your fault, not anybody's fault, okay? So they bring that up first. But there is a habit side to this that they want you to kind of, they kind of want to plant the seed. They're saying, hey, it's not your fault. But there's this thing, okay? There's this thing that the influence of the devil comes in here, which basically means that there's something that's got you that you don't really want to get you. You don't want to have attached to you here with that devil card. So it's like you're bonded to something you don't want to be bonded to here. And for a lot of people, this is habit related. This is habitual, something that like a bad habit, something that you just have to do out of an addiction or something like that. And of course, smoking and drinking are the first things that appear to mind. But of course, it can be anything. It can be anything from drugs. I mean, you can be addicted to anything. Some people are addicted to sex, down the line, you can be addicted to anything. So they bring that up here. So even though this is not necessarily your fault, the habit part can be something that you can work on here. This can be improved. They show that this is something you stress about. All right, so with my Two of Swords here, driving a little blind, not knowing what you can do about it necessarily, Spirit is bringing up that there are ways out. There are things that you can do to improve this. And this may be a mental state here too. So maybe you're stressing about stuff unnecessarily. Maybe the habit is not as bad as you think. Maybe the bad luck is not as bad as you think. So they bring in higher power with this. I'm kind of reading these cards together because the higher power shows that there is divinity, spiritual stuff going on in the background. This can also be spiritual health too, behind the scenes. I can't really read into that in a general reading. I can't get too deep. But when they showed the blindfold card like this, my Two of Swords, they're showing that you're worried about something. So depending on what it is you're worried about here, depends on kind of where we take it, but they're letting you know that you're not alone. Okay, you have spirit guides, you have guardian angels, you have ascended masters, you have deceased loved ones on the other side, probably pulling the levers and working their magic behind the scenes for you to make this, to help you overcome whatever health ailments you're trying to overcome here. Or maybe it's just, maybe it's a simple thing. This can go anywhere from severe to simple, especially in a general reading when it's a scatter shot across the sign. This can be like, hey, you're just trying to get your diet right. It's a simple thing. I'm just trying to eat cleaner, trying to eat more vegetables, or whatever it is for you. It could be simple as that, or it could be major, like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to stop heavy drinking, heavy smoking, and I'm trying to get to that place. So very different energies going on there. So what they show here is, first of all, Spirit doesn't want you to be obsessing over this. They don't want you worried about it and stressed out, because stress is a killer too. That just brings on more bad stuff. So they're letting you know that you do have help here, and that could be in the physical plane too. You could have help in the physical plane to get help too. So seek that out, whatever avenue that it is. Spirit is saying that you can absolutely do this, guys. You can overcome whatever is coming up, whatever I'm discussing. So a very interesting story in story 2, but at the same time, very profound and very uplifting, because there are escapes. There are ways out of that, whatever you got going on, even if it's small. Even if you have a hard time, like I said, sticking with a diet, there's ways to overcome that too. Okay, so there we go. Now, before we get into story 3, which is the big one, we got to talk about the moon cycles. And the moon cycles are not just about health, guys. This applies to everything. So if you're trying to attract new love, you're trying to get out something with finances, overcome financial debt, or you're trying to do something new with work, or maybe even purge something with work, moon cycles can line up to all this stuff. Guys, we're going to cut out to do that real quick, and because we have big cycles in January and February, but first let's do January. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time. Let's talk about those moon cycles, because we have the most lunar activity now, January and February until August, guys. So these 2 months are going to be huge. Let's talk about January. The first thing that comes in January is on January 6th. This is going to be a micro full moon. It's called the wolf moon because it's the first full moon of the year of 2023. And the full moon is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit there, that you don't want there in general. Hey, you just got to get it out. It doesn't matter what it is. The universe doesn't care. We've done very specific spreads this month, and it doesn't matter if it's something we've talked about or not. Let's say it's something, for some of you it's people. You got to get people out of your life. For some of you, you got to sell something. You got to repurpose something to get it out of your life. Emotional baggage, stress, anxiety. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that's got to go and be removed from your life, let's say certain eating habits, the whole bit. It's full moon energy, guys, and the best time to do that is the first week of January. This is very much, New Year's resolution stuff is when you do new things. Well, actually, the way that the moon cycles line up, that's not the case. It's actually the best at the beginning of the new year to get rid of something out of your life with that full moon energy. Now, adversely, and what does micro mean? Micro just means that it's small in the sky. So it's smaller visibly than normal. And, does that mean that it doesn't work as well? No, not really. I mean, you can still get it done. It's, the energy is lightened a little bit. But let's talk about that new moon, because that's the opposite. That we have another super new moon coming in January. We just had one in December. We're going to have another one in February. And right now in January, the sky is going to be huge. It is the super new moon. It happens on January 21st. So, don't focus on the end of the month, because that gets back into the full moon eking in from February. But let's call it the third week. The third week of January is the best time to bring actually anything brand new into your life. That New Year's resolution stuff, save it for week 3. I'm telling you, much better chance of getting it to stick and making it apply. And you can just use this new year between now and then as preparation time to get ready for these changes that you're trying to make. And what are you trying to bring new into your life? Well, like I said, the universe doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you use it for. You can use it to attract new love. You can use it to attract new finances. Do something new with work, something new with health. It doesn't matter. So if it's something new, The third week of January is going to be your target time for that, so please stick to that. It's going to help it just move a little smoother. And if any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is for free, and it is on my website. You can check that out anytime. It's on my videos tab. Go to the bottom there. You can see the moon cycle cheat sheet, and it shows you how these energies flow in and out and how best to align important decisions in your own life to them to make things go a little smoother. That's what it's all about, guys. While you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter program. That's at the sign up for that is at the very bottom of every single page, as well as follow the Facebook page because I do giveaways on there, as well as my newsletter people get giveaways as well. And I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for promo codes and updates, see what's going on. We're always doing new and fun things on the channel, on the site. And also, guys, now I need to tell you about the new product. Speaking of new fun things, I have my quadrants video. I only do these in January, guys, and this is releasing on January 3rd. If you're checking out this video after January 3rd, it's going to autoplay after your reading. But if not, you guys are going to have to check it out. But it's going to be available and posted everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, on my website, the whole bit. Check out your quadrants video. It forecasts the entire year for your sign. And we're looking at, what is the best quadrant? What is the best, quadrant is basically a circle that's broken into 4 parts. So this is your year. What quadrant, what quarter is the best for you for work, for health, for love? What is the best quadrant to take a vacation in? What is the best quadrant for you to be a little conservative? What's the best quadrant for you to get busy and take risks? All these things are going to be looked at in the quadrants video. You can get a sampling of that for yourself for the sign, and that's going to be available to everybody. But let's say you want quadrants done just for you. This is the first time I'm releasing this, guys, as a personal audio product. It is part of the mini product line, and this allows you great planning and preparation tools for the entire year. It's the only time I offer this, and it forecasts the entire year. So this is all about you, so it's extremely accurate. And looking at all these things, it's a huge drop of information, guys. It's the best, probably the best bang for your buck. Anytime I've done this for friends, for colleagues, for clients, they always say, if you only get one thing a year, this is like the best thing to do because it outlines everything that is important and relevant. And you guys get to check that out for free, a little sampling in the general reading. But if that's not good enough for you, you want something that's all about you, the quadrants video is now available as a personal audio product on the website. And it's extremely affordable, best bang for your buck you can get. Speaking of new things on the website, guys, I got to tell you about the shop. We got Tiger's Eye gemstones going in on the shop, and I'm going to be flashing pictures up as I talk about it here. We got the standard golden Tiger's Eye. We got the red flare Tiger's Eye. It's just red Tiger's Eye. I call it flare because it's so shiny. And then we got the blue Tiger's Eye, also very, very shiny, very deep dark blue. And they all kind of vibrate a little bit differently, but they're all kind of the same major themes. Tiger's Eye is really good for negating any kind of negative energy, transmuting it basically, and it's also good for insight and seeing things very clearly, and a whole host of other things as far as medical reasons too, medical things that it really does to boost your body. So a whole host of different things. I'm not going to we got to get back to your reading. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but the whole write-up is on the website, scottsagent.com. You can check out all 3 of them and the differences between each of them. And also available, I got a few keychains to go with them. There's a few individual products for keychains. And the best part about the whole thing is what it comes with. Any kind of gemstone purchase is going to come with a free little nylon drawstring bag, a little way to carry your gemstone. And also a little pendant, which is going to be a separate gemstone. Both of those are going to come for free. Okay, well, what if I just buy one gemstone? Do I still get that stuff for free? Yes, you do. You absolutely do. You get all of it with every purchase. Now, it's only 1 per month, guys, but you know what? Most people are only going to make 1 purchase a month anyway. So you're getting all this free stuff with any gemstone purchase, and you can read that right up online. It's a no-brainer, guys. Make sure you check out all 3 of those beautiful Tiger's Eyes. Now let's get back to your reading. Okay, Capricorn, back with story number 3. The first thing they talk about to attach to is, hey, you're just doing this balancing act. You're trying to balance these corners of your life, and one of them's health. And the other one is something that's getting in the way of it. Maybe it's work. You put a lot of time into work, and hey, you know what? You don't got a whole lot of time left over for health, especially when the family comes in. The family energy, more on the family, less on health. You're trying to do this balancing act. They show that you guys are doing this with different areas of your life. It could even be financial with health too, because sometimes it takes a lot of money to get the gym membership, get the personal trainer, eat right, get the protein shakes, whatever you're trying to do here. So that can cost money too. So anyway, we have an imbalance with different corners of your life. I gave you the 4 of them right there. So it's health for one of them, And the other one is one of these other ones, love, work, or finances. So you're trying to do this balancing act. They show you actually do a pretty good job of it. So 2 thumbs up there. You need to continue to do that though, because this is not something that is easily attained. This is something that you're going to just have to keep balancing. If you don't, it's just going to whoosh, and one side's going to hit the floor. You're going to be spending too much time at work, have nothing left for health, for example. So keep that balancing act in motion, because they show that a lot of you are trying to start something brand new here. Maybe for the new year, maybe for just 2023 in general. I don't want you too attached to January 1 from what I just talked about in the moon cycles here, but they bring a new life. So a lot of you are really putting yourself on a pedestal, really starting to care about yourself this month, this year. Very good to see. And, we want to embellish that too. We want you to go for that. Absolutely. And why do we want you to go for that? Because first of all, they say, hey, you know what? Authority is not your strong point. This is my Emperor. This is my God card in tarot. So they're saying the supreme authority is saying that you lack the authority, that they want you to be the boss. They want you to act like God here. They want you to take accountability for your health, for what is going on, and fix the things that you don't like and keep the things that you do. Okay, so very important to take that authority right here in the month of January right now. They show action in the mind, mental action. It is my Knight of Swords. That is my cerebral suit. So they're saying here, act with your mind. So make up your mind, decide. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to actually start right now. You could decide right now though, in this actual moment, you know what? I'm going to do this in February. I'm going to do it February 1. I'm going to do it January 23rd. Whatever you pick, whatever later date it is. You don't have to necessarily start right now, but what they want you to do is they want you to decide to start when you're going to do it. Start making a plan. That's what the decision process is all about here. They do bring in the Lover's card on an invert, so it's letting me know that this does not have to be done in twos. This is something that you can probably do alone. You might feel like, oh, well, I like to do this with company. I don't like to walk alone. I don't like to go to the gym by myself, walk out to my car at night. Whatever this is here, they're saying that's not the case. Like, you can do this by yourself. Maybe it is at home. Maybe you don't have to go anywhere. Maybe you can do this all alone by yourself in the kitchen by eating right. Maybe you can do exercises at home. There's all kinds of free stuff on the internet that you can access to get good diet information, good exercise information, and just pick up a couple things you need, a couple weights, maybe a jump rope, whatever it is you're trying to do here. They're saying you can do it alone. Okay, you don't have to do it as a team. Sometimes we do get team messages for health type related stuff. In story number 3, they're saying no, that's not the case, guys. You can do this by yourself. They show that it is actually going to come easier to you than you think too, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. That's showing next with my 8 of Pentacles here, my easy money card. So easy work, easy money. It doesn't take much. It takes very little for you to get this balanced. And they already show that you got a balance, so that's good. You don't have to do a lot to kind of adjust it. You're already kind of in good spot here. You just have to be more authoritative. You have to take more charge of your health life, guys. That's really all that they're pushing for. And because you want to start this new life, you want to start this new chapter of health, well, it's not going to happen by itself. You have to take the authority, you have to own it, and you have to really kind of grab it by the horns. So there we go. Story number 3. Let's do the rune stone before I get into the health scrub. They're already mixed up. I'll give them one last swirl. And here we go with the rune stone here. For my great Capricorns, it's going to be this one right here. Just realized I'm holding it incorrectly. It goes this way. This is the runestone for breakthrough. We got breakthrough coming in. So, hey, you know what? That is a motivating factor all in itself. We got breakthroughs in potential in the month of January. What is your breakthrough going to be for health? We did talk about emotional breakthroughs in story 1. In story number 2, we talked about breakthroughs that are habit related. That can be any of it. That can be mental, that can be physical, even spiritual. We talked about a little bit there. And breakthrough in story 3 is this new life that you're trying to break through into, this new health life. Maybe it's a routine, something like that. So breakthroughs are on the horizon for my Capricorns in January. Don't want to see you miss it, guys. Take advantage of it. You can even align that even more to the moon cycle. So break through. We want to see you get that success. Now, I did use a lot of cards here, a little bit more than I'd prefer. So I'm going to reshuffle very fast and come back with your health scrub. Okay, Capricorn, I am back. The cards have been reshuffled, ritual cutting it one last time, and we're moving forward with your health scrub. I pull these down the line from 1 through 7, starting at the top, going down. I may speak about it in a different order, but let's see what we get first before we get to that point. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A lot of physical health stuff in here, not going to lie. That is the prominent bunch here. We got 4 inverted, not enough to matter, so that's good. I just need major arcana cards on the major cards. Got one here, we got one here, and we're ready to go. I'm going to start at the bottom, guys, and work up. Starting at number 7, this is your arms, your legs, your hands, your feet, the base of the spine, kind of some sexual parts there too, especially for men. We have action going on here. So if there's something here that is, let me grab one extra card, action towards the group. Okay, so this is something that is affected by more than one thing. This would be something like 2 arms, 2 toes, an elbow and a forearm. So it's just like it's more than one thing, okay? Out of all the parts that I kind of started with, if there's something there that is more than one part here to you, or maybe just a way that a tendon connects to, different parts of your body, something like that is what it feels like to me. If something like that is bothering you, you would know this. And if this is you, they're saying take action here with this. So that basically means like, go to a doctor, go get this checked out. And again, it's something with your arms, your legs, your hands, your feet, something like that with multiple parts kind of interconnected where it affects more than one thing. Okay. And that's of course, for lesser of my audience, it's probably maybe just for one person. I don't know. But if that's the case, Spirit does what they do. And I just translate. As we move up, from there, we move into number 6. This is kind of a lower stomach. This is more digestion and stuff like that, this whole area of the lower gut. This can also be female reproductive. But what they show here is really being on the defensive, okay? So it's not really a time to do anything, to go after any, chase anything down here. This is more of a time to kind of be more proactive, be more smart for your future here. Things that you can do maybe to improve your digestion, maybe going back to something as simple as just eating a certain way. Every body is different. Not everybody, but every body is different. Some people can eat certain things and some people cannot, and their body just doesn't like those certain things. For me, it's corn chips, like Fritos. I love those things, but I know every time I eat them, my body says, no, I don't like that, but I love them, so I do it anyway sometimes, not as often as I would otherwise. But that's just an example of, you understanding what that means for you there. As we move up from there in your health scrub, and good time to tell you too, this is a general reading, guys. So we got a lot of bubble energy here for Capricorn tuning in, and if you're looking for a health scrub that is private, personal, specific only to you, I do offer that. It is a product, a mini product on my website, audio product, scottsagent.com. As we move up from there, guys, we get into upper stomach. This is kind of your detoxification organs. They show getting out of a weird phase, okay? So things are getting more pure in your body here. Maybe it's because of something you're doing. Maybe it's for future forecasting that, this is going to improve greatly. This is like liver, spleen, kidneys type of deal. Anything you can do there, a bunch of water flushes the kidneys. Any kind of cleanses kind of helps these organs. Milk thistle, very good for liver, that kind of stuff, because they show that this has been kind of an issue for a lot of people before. I'm assuming before, because they show the moon card coming out of the weird, mysterious energy. So things are getting more clear. And at least you have a better picture of what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you should do, and your plan of action. So very important there. As we move up from there into number 4, Number 4 talks about a message coming in very early in regards to health. This is your heart. This is your lungs, breasts for women, also back, like vertebrae stuff, upper back, I guess, here. And a message coming in early, it makes me feel like, it's a health message, so it's a correspondence letting you know something important is on the horizon, letting you know, like, hey, maybe feel a certain way, you get an itch one day. You know what, I should start walking during my lunch breaks. I should start, exercising couple times a week. I should start eating out less. Whatever it is for you here, it's a correspondence that comes in very early in January, guys, and it affects your heart, it affects your lungs and this whole region, so it makes me feel like doing something cardio. Movement is medicine after all, guys. Moving up from there, we get into the throat region, your throat, your dental, your glandular. It can be, neck vertebrae too, chiropractic stuff as well. They show here my hoarder card, but it's on an invert. So basically they're saying you need to keep it in right now. So keep it in. What does that mean when they're saying keep it in? It makes me feel the most I lean toward is dental. If they're saying something needs to come out, hey, you need a tooth extraction, hey, you need a procedure done, something needs to come out, maybe tonsils for some people. They're saying, hey, you know what? Spirit's saying, you know what? You actually don't. You maybe get a second opinion, maybe get a second advice here, because they say they're talking about keeping it in this region. Of course, that's probably very specific for certain people too. That's what happens in generals, guys. That's why you got to get your private. As we move up, we hit the face region here, and they show blocked home. So something within the home is affecting your health of your face. Usually this is like eyesight, or maybe this is something, reading this kind of backwards. This could be like, you know what, maybe you should use your reading glasses more at home. When you're reading at home, maybe it's an easy kind of, I use them at work, I use them when I'm on the computer, something like that. Well, they bring up home. There's something for home that has to do with your head, your face specifically, that can be improved here. And of course, that's just one example. This could be many. It could be something with your hearing, your taste, your sense of smell, the whole bit. But there's some improvement to be had in this area here at home, guys. And they're saying you're not doing that. You're kind of missing out on an opportunity to be in a good spot there. As we move up to the very top, this is the top of your head. This would be a crown chakra if it was a chakra scrub. It is not. This is a health scrub. So there's really nothing at the top of your skull. So this indicates in a health scrub something that is all over you. Something like skin. It's over your whole body. Something like blood cells, white blood cells, nerves, hair, all that kind of stuff fits in this location. They show something here is broken for some people. So despite the fact that it makes me feel like some kind of genetic thing. So whether it's a disorder, whether it's a disease, whether, something I mentioned there, it's, again, probably a small part of my audience. That's why you need a private. But something here is broken, and they're saying it's okay that it is. It's actually not a big deal, or they're saying that you're blessed. So this is not going to affect you in an adverse way. It's not like it's going to destroy your life or bring your quality of life down. There's something here that is broken, and of course, some things can be fixed, some things cannot be fixed. I like to believe that everything can, or at least it cannot harbor or inhibit your growth as a person because of something that you just have, something that you were maybe born with, for example. So anything there that applies to that would be your advice there. And that is going to conclude what has been a very long, very interesting spread. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That is it for me. Have a happy new year. Enjoy your January, and in health.